Yeah. My ammunition won't load into my gun.
Hi. Actually, that's that'll kind of do things to my throat. Powder does. Okay. So, if you don't mind, sorry.
Check. My ammunition won't load into my gun. My inhibitions fall like the weight from a stone. You leave my heart away like a homeless, dusted fool. Somehow my time story shines like a diamond to you. Oh, how it deepens. Oh, how it deepens. Your mystery.
What's that? It looks good. Yeah.
You don't need no friends. Get back your faith again. You have the power to believe. Another dissident. Take back your evidence. It has no power to deceive. I believe it when I see it for myself. I don't need no one tell me about heaven. I look at my daughter and I believe. I don't need no proof when it comes to God and truth. I can see the sunset and I proceed. Sit with them all night. Everything they say is right, but in the morning they were wrong. Be right by your side, come hell or water high, down any road you choose to roam. I believe it when I see it for myself. I don't need no one tell me about heaven. I look at my daughter and I believe. I don't need no proof when it comes to God and truth. I can see the sunset and I perceive. Yeah, darling, I believe that sometimes it's hard to breathe at the bottom of the sea. I believe it when I see it tell me about heaven. I look at my daughter and I believe. I don't need no proof when it comes to God and truth. I can see the sunset and I perceive. I don't need no one to tell me about heaven. I look at my daughter and I believe. I don't need no proof when it comes to God and truth. I can see the sunset. I can see the sunset. I can see the sunset. I don't need no one, no. So,
Thank you, sir. Yeah, actually, is that enough smoke if we just roll right into it so he doesn't kick it right before we do the keeper? Hey, sound, man, I was singing pretty low there, so just so you know, the vocal will be a little louder and higher. Yeah. Let's, Maddie, you want to check the tuning real quick on this?
Can we mute the acoustic real quick? Quick tuning.
I'm going to mute the acoustic and the wedges, we're going to tune it. How are those sneakers, Matt? Are they good arch support in them? For running those sneakers? Yeah, I need new ones. My knee's screwed. York, Pennsylvania. Yep. It's about 45 minutes from Hershey. It's near Harrisburg. It's in that whole. Yeah, yeah. The Hershey Stadium. They have a football stadium up there, yeah. I'm not kidding. Cool. Uh-huh. I know. It's tough, but it's fun. Of course. Yep. And you got your health. Yep. Check. Yeah, we're ready with the acoustic. Ready when you are. Yeah. Hey, hey. You don't need no friends. Get back your faith again. You have the power to believe. Another dissident. Take back your evidence. Has no power to deceive. I believe it when I see it for myself. I don't need no one to tell me about heaven. I look at my daughter Oops. Damn, that was good too. Okay, put the joint away. Sorry, one more time. They love smoke, the kids. The kids love it. Okay, no beefs this time. Promise. Can I hit that water real fast? Thank you, sir. Great, thank you. Hey. Check it one. Ready? Yep. You don't need no friends. Get back your faith again. You have the power to believe. Another dissident. Take back your evidence. It has no power to deceive. I'll believe it when I see it for myself. I don't need no one to tell me about heaven. I look at my daughter and I believe. I don't need no goddamn son of a. One more time for Daddy. Oh God, what in the? Chris, can you tell me that chord, please? Anybody got any of that smart water stuff? Later. I eat lots of it. This is as smart as we get around here. There must be glare or something hitting me right there. Okay, sorry. Here we go. You don't need no friends. Get back your faith again. You have the power to believe. Another dissident. Take back your evidence. It has no power to deceive. I believe it when I see it for myself. I don't need no one to tell me about heaven. I look at my daughter and I believe. I don't need no proof when it comes to God and truth. I can see the sunset and I perceive. Sit with them all night. Everything they say is right, but in the morning they were wrong. I'll be right by your side, come hell or water high.
down any road you choose to roam. I believe it when I see it for myself. I don't need no word to tell me about heaven. I look at my daughter and I believe. I don't need no proof when it comes to God and truth. I can see the sunset and I perceive it. Darling, I believe it. That sometimes it's hard to breathe. Oh Lord, at the bottom of the sea. I believe it when I see it for myself. I don't need no one to tell me about heaven. I look at my daughter and I believe. I don't need no proof when it comes to God and truth. I can see the sunset and I perceive. I don't need no one to tell me about heaven. I look at my daughter and I believe. I don't need no proof when it comes to God and truth. I can see the sunset. I can see the sunset, babe. I can see the sunset. I don't need no one.
Yeah. Felt good.
Adam, how's the wife?
She's good.
Did you guys find out boy or girl?
We're having a girl. Yeah.
Girls are the bomb.
How old's your daughter now?
16 months.
It's just God getting back at you.
Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. I bet. They work their daddies over.
Are we okay with
Yeah.
this?
We're excited.
Yeah. Cool.
I just brought the hard edges down a little.
Just, we need to get a mic check, so if you could just talk.
Oh yeah, check. Hey, hello, check. 1, 2. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Check, 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 check. 1, 2. I'll be talking just like this, hopefully.
We're just watching that video that was shot for Heaven was shot in Europe, right?
Yeah, in Belgium
Yeah.
in June.
That's cool.
Yeah, we had done like a concept video for it for Europe, and then we just decided to film this show in Belgium, and it came out so great. We were like,
Yeah.
hey, that can be the video.
But for the song it works, the simplicity of it, just seeing you guys play.
Yeah, it was cool. That was a great night.
Yeah.
We're good? Okay, let me know when we have speed. We have speed. Okay, thanks.
That's good. Okay. So you talked about it actually with me for a second. Talk about coming into this album and just kind of what you were trying to do in terms of getting back to basics, or how would you phrase what's going on with this?
Well, coming into Birds of Prey was, I had my first child last year, 16 months ago. And so it was probably the most time we've had off from the touring thing for probably 10 years. So it was a really kind of wind down time, you know, and a real time of reflection, and obviously lots of stuff going on in my life. And it just really kind of, the album Birds of Prey really has a kind of confidence and a kind of a calmness to it as well, you know, because of that, I think.
Did you expect that? Was that something you kind of knew was going to happen, or was it a surprise that to be that in that place?
You know, I couldn't have predicted that it would have worked out that way. I think just the, you know, just the way things kind of emerged and came up were just perfect for writing a record and recording a record.
Did you know the birth of your daughter was going to affect you creatively?
I knew the birth of my daughter would affect me. I wasn't sure how it would work creatively. And that's what I love about Heaven. I mean, how that song came out was it's a song inspired by, obviously, the birth. But, you know, it's also, I think, got a universal appeal because it's pretty much about finding that voice and saying that, you know, every human story matters and your path is cool, you know, no matter what it is. So I like the way it came out.
What does the song kind of say about spirituality? And what are you guys kind of saying about spirituality at this point in your career?
You know, live has always, you know, lyrically speaking, in regard to spirituality, it's always been a thing about the you know, the personal approach to it and the real. You know, we've done some songs that are more global and kind of like make bigger gestures, but generally speaking, it's a personal thing, and I think that people like that about us. I know that our fans say to me that, you know, wow, this song means something so deep and, you know, profound to me as a person. That's the best feeling you can have.
What's it like singing a song so personal to you? And this song, granted, it'll touch a lot of people, but it also is a personal song to you.
It's always scary, you know, when you really lay it on the line, you really put it on your sleeve and come out with your emotions raw and everything, in, you know, in the spotlight. But we've been very fortunate because we've found, you know, a niche, and we found our fan base that really appreciates what we're doing. So they've kind of said, hey, keep going. So that's what we're doing.
Put into words how the birth of your daughter has affected you as a man, as a band, how it's changed your life.
Well, everybody around me says the birth of my daughter's relaxed me, which is good, because I was a little ornery when I was in my early 20s without it. And so, but yeah, it's amazing, because it really does kind of put, you know, I've had so many great experiences in my life in live, but it really does kind of take the experience, you know, peak up to even higher. And so I guess there is kind of a calmness about things, you know, like getting on TV and stuff that wasn't there before.
And you just came off a tour. How do you balance the band now with your daughter? Is it being away from her hard? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, 3 of the guys in live, our guitar player Chad Taylor and Patrick, our bass player, and me now, we all have kids. So it definitely, you know, now I'm feeling their pain now, you know, more than I used to before I had my daughter with touring, because it is hard, you know, and they travel with us sometimes, but generally speaking, it's a lot of video conferencing and phone calls and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you mentioned not being as ornery. You guys not as wild anymore when you're on the road? Are things quite
yeah, I think that, you know, it's definitely, you know, you get more serious. You get more serious about the world around you. You get, you know, a little bit more careful about things. You know, you definitely think more when you have another person to, you know, that's relying on you. So, but we still whoop it up. We still know how to do it.
Talk about writing these songs. These songs instantly just kind of stick in your head. They're very well done. Do you know you were onto something special? Was there a different approach in terms of the songwriting?
With Birds of Prey, we started about a year and a half ago with Jim Wirt, our producer, and we did 3 songs. And we were just excited immediately because we loved Jim, we loved the material. We were just 4 guys back in a room banging out guitars, and it felt like a return to something, but yet new too. It was a kind of a strange feeling. But yeah, I kind of had a vibe that we were onto something, that this was going to be a special record.
How important is it to write something kind of anthemic and get people kind of cheering along with you?
I mean, live, we've, you know, in the 12 years that we've been putting out records now, you know, we definitely go for that feeling of that universal vibe in the venue, you know, where you want to get everybody kind of immediately feeling that you're in one place for the same reason, and there's a connection that kind of songwriting gets it going. You know, like, I mean, my favorite bands are like U2, and I love Peter Gabriel, and I love that kind of that feeling that those bands and those artists give.
And U2 in recent years, as well as REM, people seem to connect with when they go back to kind of what people found they love about them to begin with. Is there a conscious effort to do that and kind of return to what people say, yeah, that's the Live I know?
Well, I mean, Live's been together since we were 13. So, you know, we've been doing the same thing for so long that I think in the late 90s we had, you know, our record 5, the one before this one was much more experimental. And you kind of have to veer off the path to remember that it's fun to be on it, you know, and so it was, like I said, it was coming back to a basic sound, but it felt fresh again. And I think that, you know, when bands veer off, it's in order to kind of find their way again. And there's, you know, there's kind of a birth in that, a rebirth in that. It's fun.
And the last album was incredible. It was also kind of bad timing because it was right after September
11th, yeah.
Does that affect, you think, how people approach the album? Or?
It affected so much. I mean, September 11th was such a massive tragedy that, you know, our record 5 came out, I think, the 18th. And actually, my memory from 5 was the song Overcome that became kind of a healing event as a song for a lot of people during that time, which is my memory that I hold dear from that time.
Mm-hmm. How much do you want your music to heal people? Do you write in terms of like making people feel good and getting something out of it? How much is that conscious in everything that you do?
I think for live, it's really the most important thing. I think that we, as a band, have always found great solace and healing and inspiration in music ever since we were little kids, and we just want to give that to people. So that's the kind of music we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. And what are your hopes for this album? How proud are you of what you guys have created with this?
We're really excited about Birds of Prey. We spent a lot of time making it just right, and every time I listen to it, I'm excited. So, more power to us, I guess.
Very cool. I think we're good. Let me make sure.
I have a question.
Yeah, question from Heidi.
Did you talk about how you guys all met? You said at 13.
Yeah.
Can
Sure.
you talk about that? Could you?
I could, yeah.
Heidi, comments?
Hi.
We met when I came in there. Live got together. We met in junior high school, the 4 of us. I've known Chad Taylor, our guitar player, since we were like 4. But we didn't start playing music till the summer before we went into high school. The 3 guys had an instrumental band, and they needed a singer. And so I kind of got in there early, and I got the job. And then we were a cover band for a while, a bad one, as little kids. And we started writing our own music in high school and got our record deal about when we were like 19.
Who were the bands that you were most into when you first started that you were kind of covering or emulating?
Even from the early days, live was always, we were always trying to find, we were big college radio fans, so we were always trying to find the left of center thing. It was never about, the pop stuff that was going on. It was always about, trying to find that hidden station down at the end of the dial. And we were into the Smiths and The Cure and U2 and the early REM records big time, so that was the stuff we were getting off on then.
What do you guys tell yourselves now about your success and this road you've kind of traveled when you're sitting around talking about how well you've done and the fans you've kind of developed?
What's funny is live, we're better friends than ever, really, and we've been through so much. We've been all over the world many times and sold all these records, and it's still just the 4 of us having fun playing music. And I think as long as we keep that as the most important thing, which we do, I think we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. You ready for a full tour here in the States?
Yeah, I think we're going to be on tour for Birds of Prey for a long time. We're going to Australia in December. We're going to be all over the world again and keep going.
Cool. All right. Very good.
Thanks.
Thank you.